What's up, YouTube? Shout out to everybody in those YouTube streets. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody out in those YouTube streets. Please hit the like button as you enter. Please hit the like button as you enter. If you're watching on the replay, I definitely appreciate your click and your view. And please hit the like button as you make your way in. So you see the title. I do try to, in regards to the Umar sector, like this is where I primarily, if I'm going to talk about the Umar sector, I do it on this page. So I, try to keep it organized in terms of that. So I just keep my sector, Umar sector content over on this particular page. So this is where I will talk about it. But I wanted to talk about, okay, so we know that things have been a little bit dry when it comes to the beef sector. I think in all the sectors, things have been a little bit dry. So I found myself in the skybox a little bit more than I had been, you know, recently because of just the content's been dry lately. So I've been watching and in the skybox of a lot of different CCs and whatnot in the Umar sector. Um, More than I have been probably in a quite some time. And one of the CCs that have made their return has been Carrie. Sometimes I get carried away. Has made a return to hitting that live button again, and there's a repeating theme whenever she goes live. She wants to reminisce over her supposed heyday in the sector about when she was once popular and people once liked her, or in her head, she felt people liked her. Um, at least she was getting better numbers and whatnot. So, it's interesting that she just wants to talk you know, about the conundrum she's in of, now she find out that these none of these people really liked her and all these people were out to get her and she's fallen out with all these people because she stands on the side of truth. But the thing is that when you did, because I remember very vividly, like my interaction that I had with Carrie. Um, I had fallen out with Carrie, and for a long time, Carrie used T Pre as a weapon. Like she would weaponize T Pre to kind of go at people with her. Like she would include her in her beasts that she had with people, as like trying to make it seem like she wasn't on this whole kick that she was on. Whoever she was aiming her laser point target at, she wanted to include T Pre in on that action too. Whether it was, whether she agreed with it or not. Like would just uh she would just include her in a lot of her shit. So in me falling out with Carrie, I fell out with T Pre at the same time because Carrie kept including T Pre with every fucking thing that she would do. And then she would need the peanut gallery to agree with her. So, I remember very vividly around that time because I considered T Pre a friend when I fell out with Carrie and T Pre, and she was like taunting me. Carrie was taunting me with me considering T Pre a friend or me calling her a friend. And I know that we use that term friend, you know, probably more than we should when this is just YouTube, but it was a YouTube friendship nonetheless. And I understand, like, that this is the internet at the end of the day. But she just got such a thrill out of me considering her a friend about how, like, I was hurt about, um, kind of T Pre. Like, I guess, this is all done and over with. Me and T Pre have moved on from this. So me and T Pre are good. But at the time, I was hurt by T because I didn't see that coming from T, and she just thought it was so funny that I considered her friend. She was just mocking me, and she was just making fun of my feelings in that matter and whatnot. And it's so funny that she finds herself in the same predicament now. And now, do you want empathy from people to feel sorry for you now that you are getting some of that action? Because when it was me and you thought I was the one that was considered the outsider, looking in, you didn't have any problem with making fun of me and taunting me and mocking me, and you were gun ho on that. In fact, you even revved up your hate propaganda towards me. And what I did, didn't deserve you to do a lot of the shit that you did. But now she's over there talking about how she's confused about she never did any of this stuff that was that bad to people. All she did was roast people. No, you did a lot more than just roast people. You would uh, go along with lies and narratives that were made up about people. Um, Without seeing receipts. You just went along on the whim on things and would co-sign certain things that were said about people, and without having seen any receipts. And that's the problem a lot of people have with you, Carrie Ann, is that it's that reason is that you would just go along with whatever narrative was out there on people. You would just go along with it, and you would continue to spread those narratives when you would do your commentary. So I think that's the problem that a lot of people had with you, and so to this day, because that's one of the major problems I had with you. Because the things that you were passing along about me were not true, and you included my family in your commentary as well, and what your criticism of my family, what you thought they were, even though you never met these people a day in your life, you never seen not one receipt to validate any of the shit that you were saying, but you felt compelled enough to come on and hit the live button to trash talk me and my family. When the only thing that that is a tangible receipt in regards to me and my family is that my my I reached out to my father to help you in your time of need when you were about to get fired from your job. That's the only thing that a complete stranger online. A complete stranger online, and none of these people had to do any of that to help you. Like my dad didn't have to do shit to lift a finger to help you. But I asked him for a favor, and I asked him if he could help me with this particular situation, and he did. And you are a complete stranger online. And still to this day, you are I still think that you are ungrateful to any effort that I took to try to help you in that particular situation with trying to keep your job in that school, because I did think that it was wrong. I did think it was wrong. In a moment, I was like, I don't like people's jobs to be involved in the whole situation. Um, so at the end of the day, we are all black people, trying to just do the best we can, and especially in this economy, um, if people aren't doing anything that egregious, like it's really, it's really not that serious. So, you know, she knew all the stuff and the efforts that were taken, that I took, in terms of what I did about trying to, help her, with keeping her job. And some of the people that were the biggest mouthpieces that were in the sector didn't do anything for her. All these people that she wants to talk about how she's heartbroken over and stuff, like the photons and whatnot. They didn't do shit for you to help you in your job. Did they do anything? They send anything in certified letters or anything that's tangible to help you? No, they didn't do anything. So why do you give a fuck about all these people who tried to ruin your life and try to take your life and took your livelihood from you? And you're still over in those chats trying to I don't know, but it just looks bad. Like you're still over in those chats of the same, very same people who took your career from you. And that just makes no sense. But you want people to have empathy towards your situation now that you're on an island by yourself. But now she's trying to be act like she has taken the moral high ground by saying that she's able to forgive people, and there's so these people believe they're Christians and not able to forgive. Carrie Ann, I sent you something for Christmas, like a gesture to show you to move the fuck on and get on with your life. A simple gesture for Christmas, and you sent it back to me, and which show, and this was like a year and a half after our whole squabble, and you so it still shows that you still garner some hatred down in your heart for people. So that bullshit about you forgiving people, I don't buy it at all. It is just for show with you. And it's like you are going on these manic rants that make no sense, going live every 15 minutes for like 30 minutes. And it's just like if you get a thought in your head and you just want to hit the live button just to hurry up and get it out your head. And that's fine, but stop with the bullshit. You don't forgive nobody for nothing. You don't forgive nobody for nothing. And you don't move on from shit either. That's why you are still to this day talking about shit that happened a year ago. If them people don't want to be your friend, if they don't fuck with you, then move the fuck on. Do something else. What's up, people? What's up, Harris Musket? Um, what's that person say? Um, but if people don't, hold on, make sure my sound is working. I hope my sound is working. I don't know who that person is in there. Let me let me give me a second. Yeah, don't spam my chat, please. But anyways, so if people don't want to fuck with you or they see you for what you do and how you operate and how you treat people, then that's better for them. That's a win for them. It's better that they know now. I wish they would have caught on to you sooner, because I seen what you was up to long before before T Precinct. I seen that you were you were all bullshit and you were just all talk, and you wanted to be in the get along, the go along to get along crowd, and it is what it is. That's who you were. So, and now that people, it's not very popular. It's for their own best, for their, they have to guard their energy. People have to guard their energy. They're not open to just wanting to fight and to argue with some random woman online. And your level of being vested in these people online is sick. It's absolutely sick. You're still talking about Photon and him abusing you, and like, girl, really? Photon is a troll online trying to get paid, which is what you and other people that have a channel should be doing this as well. You're treating this as a business. Photon is a content creator. He does not give a fuck about your feelings, nor should he. He's about getting money. And as a content creator, that's what you should be worried about as well. If you ain't on here to create content, what the fuck are you doing on here? This is not an online therapy for you. Your channel is not your online therapist. None of us are being paid by Medicaid to listen to you and your rants. Leave that for your therapist, because we don't give a fuck. You are a stranger online. Now, the truth is, the tea is, I forgave you. I forgave you, and you held on to your whatever bullshit you had going on and was struggling with internally, and you refuse to forgive me. That's the truth. That's the tea. Is I done forgave you for your bullshit, and you threw that in my face, and you refused to forgive. It was you. So all that stuff about you being able to forgive as if you are better, somehow better than people, you're not. You're not. You're not the bigger person. You're not the bigger person. You're not better than anybody because you think that you can forgive people. You are just trying to get a reaction and are just throwing things in the air, trying to see if they land so you can get a reaction out of T Pre or someone to pay you some attention. That's all it is. The baby's crying for the bottle and they're trying to do whatever they can get to get a nipple in their mouth. That's all. That's what you're doing right now. Let me see what else. But these internet sectors and the audiences and the viewers are very fickle. They're very fickle. And for you to put that much worth or, bet that it was a permanent situation every 2 hours to remind us every 2 hours to remind us about how she is better than people and how she's on the side of truth and how she's forgiven other people and she's better because she's an atheist. She's better than other people because she can practice forgiveness. Girl, you ain't forgave nobody because you keep reliving this same stuff that people have already moved on past. T-Pain ain't doing lives about you. None of these people are talking about you. And breaking just gave you some attention just recently, so now you have someone to you know have a meltdown over. But you're not gonna reach T Prey. She done moved on with her life. Apparently she got more going on in her life than you do, because you're the one crashing out online still to this day because she don't want to be your friend. Remember, that's how you were taunting me when I considered T Pre a friend and we fell out. You was taunting me over that. So now that T Pre don't want to be your friend, now it's a problem. Girl, bye. Permanent likability from the audience or permanent likability with other CCs within the sector. The sectors are fickle and they have the right to move on from you if they choose. And your audience left you because of your own fuck shit. They was tired. There's something that you do that people were tired and sick of seeing and watching, and it was repetitive. So they moved on. Keep your shit. Try to keep your content, relevant to what's going on. To go get some new interactions, interact with some new people or something to get a new storyline or something. Cause this whole woe is me thing, cause T Pre broke my heart cause she won't be my friend and old. Find something else. Cause it's getting played out. It is really played out. Find something else. Find a new internet bow to worship. As you like slaying the God, right? You always talking about slaying the God. Why don't you have a fling with slaying the God and start talking about that? That'd be something newer or fresh than what you're giving us right now, because you ain't giving us nothing. So talking about Photon, girl, he's on to the uppity content. He is not thinking about you. He is a content creator, and he's looking for content for his show. That's it. And the sooner that you realize that, the better off you'll be. View this as a business, not as a source or a mill to make friends off of. This is not a friend mill. You don't find friendships off this thing because you've lost your status. Well, why weren't you preaching these things back when you had the audience? Because the truth didn't mean a damn thing when you had your audience. You was going along with every lie and narrative that was out there that was not proven. Now all of a sudden you care about the truth. Girl, bye. you or to be a listening ear. We turn YouTube on for entertainment, so entertain us. Give us some new content. For God's sakes, please. My God, it's getting ridiculous. I tried to give you a chance, but I was like, maybe she'll move on. But no, you still will go back to doing the same thing. And I tried to um I dropped down and I recommended a book for her. She didn't even acknowledge my comments. So that's all that goes to show that forgiveness thing is all bullshit. She ain't forgiving nobody. She still holds on to the same bitter resentment that she's always had. She's just lying to y'all, so try to make her seem like she's morally superior to other people. I mean, it's just the same. It's the same thing with this person over and over again. She's just trying to find a loophole back in so that, and pretty much she's an internet troll at this point, just to try to get trying to get a reaction out of anybody that'll pay attention to her. I'm convinced. She's just trolling to get a reaction out of people. Um, that's all I got. But give you or grant you permanent, permanent likes or permanent likability or permanent grace or permanent popularity, permanent numbers. Nothing is permanent on YouTube. It changes daily. The audience is very fickle and they get very bored easily. So keep it fresh, girl. Keep it fresh or keep it moving. That's all I got.